Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV, and welcome again to the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Now, this is the media day. This is where the drivers get to get their eye in a little bit, and also get to dust up with the new drivers on the grid, trade a bit of paint, and just generally have some fun while we make sure everything's working. We're going to be doing at least one race tonight, so certainly this first one. And maybe another one. We're going to see what we've got in play. The drivers are just going to go and do a few races yeah, see what happens. Andrew Woodhouse here with Adam Bath. And Adam, we are on the grid. We are ready for the start nearly, but anticipation building ahead of another long season.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's been a while, hasn't it? And yeah, we're getting all set to go again. All we need is the advertising, rock music, and we're away. But it's a few new teams to get for us to get to grips with, in particular V-Racer and Evolution Racing Team, and some familiar faces in terms of drivers as well, including Stelian Chepelevsky back again for this season. Not too sure if he's doing the full schedule, but good to see him back anyway, and he's starting second on the grid alongside Sven Glatzel.
Well, here we go then. Glatzel, Chepelevsky, McFarlane, Baxter and Stevens. As we're ready for the start on Media Day here at Imola. 5 red lights. Lights are out. We are underway. Great start by Glatzel. Chepelevsky also made a good start. McFarlane on the inside into Tamburello. Can he make anything of it? Not sure, because Stelian Chepelevsky tries to cover the inside. Does indeed. And he slots into second place. McFarlane and Baxter and Rushworth and Stevens. McIntyre overtaken by Paul Smith, who's up into 7th place briefly, but down again into 8th. Up the inside for Adam McNally. Oh, he tries to force his way through, and there's a contact. It's Smith off into the gravel, and I think that was McNally probably flying up the inside, was it? And Smith up on Tosa, on Michael Blake. Pretty hectic first lap, as again there's a lot going on in the middle with Adam Hedgecock in there. Yeah,
Adam Hedgecock in the all-black car. That's probably because of the paints, probably. And he's right in the mix going into the Piratella. Good start, though, by Mark Woodhouse, up 2 places. Definitely a good start as well by Pete Newman in the CQR car. He's up 6 places to 14th. And bang! Oh, something's happened.
There's quite a lot going on, really. There was a CQR car running into the back of someone at Aqua Minerale. There's somebody else off on the right-hand side. Into Variante Alta we go then. Over the high curbs, bouncing along. That's Michael Blake, who's currently running in 8th position. At the front, it's Glatzel by 0.6 of a second. Here is Stelian Chepelevsky in one of the Evolution Racing Team cars. Of course, it was Apex Racing UK. They are still part of Apex Racing Team, but there was a merger over the winter months, and that is now the entry into the BSRTC is now Evolution Racing Team.
Yeah, they got a new logo and everything. Proper overhaul this season for the team. Alex Simpson, the runner-up to Wojciech last season, not here to defend his title this season after putting up a great show.
Well, he's not here today.
Well,
but yes, he's going to be running though, isn't he, in the season, I believe.
End of lap 1 then. It's Glatzel, Chepelevsky, or is that going to be Glatzel McFarlane? Yeah, great move up the inside. Dive bomb into Tosa, and now they're going to go wheel to wheel over the top of the hill.
Cheppy caught napping a little bit there. McFarlane does have the inside for Piratella. Might just be able to throw the V-Racer car up the inside, and he doesn't. Chepelevsky carrying a lot of the speed around the outside. Of course, a World Championship driver in the iRacing Rallycross is Chepelevsky, and many times a BSRTC race winner, well into double figures in terms of that. I don't know exactly the number on race wins for Stelian, but must be around 20 or 30 wins. Into Variante Alta then, and that's McFarlane under pressure from Stephen Baxter. Jamie Rushworth just in behind him. Kip Stevens is not too far behind. Not too far behind at all, actually. Just 1 second behind this battle.
Haven't really talked too much about this Imola circuit. Great opportunity for drivers to get slipstreams here as we check in with Steve Baxter, driver that did very well in the regular part of the season, but it just fell away a bit towards the end in the I was going to say in the playoffs, in the showdown, as he come across the line on board with the V Racer car.
As a Villa fan and a Leeds fan in the commentary box, playoffs might be a slightly welcome or unwelcome word, depending on which one of us you're talking about. Here is Stephen Baxter. Then what can he do in pursuit of Ross McFarlane? The answer is, well, stay well with the Scotsman. Chepelewski's going to be defending this into Tozer. I'm almost certain after the previous lap, Adam. I don't think he's going to allow this one to happen again.
I mean, he will. Good defensive driving so far. No, he hasn't, going through Tosa. That was where me and Dave Baker came to blows in my most recent race in the BSRTC a couple of years ago. I was, in fact,
absolutely ruthless is that man.
When I was walking back from work here today, I was trying to work out how many seasons we've done of the BSRTC. I think this might be about our 8th or 9th season now, if you include the early seasons, like season 6 of the BSRTC, season 7 and season 8.
So it's 4.5 years.
Yeah.
I know that much. Yeah, seasons, there's many. There's many seasons. I think you're talking 7 or 8 seasons, yeah. Leaping over the curbs is Sven Glatzel. Tell you what, he will be a championship contender, no doubt at all in my mind, Sven Glatzel. He does need to iron out some of the little things, I think, but giving him just drive with the big picture in mind over the entire season, I think he'll be very, very good indeed. And someone to watch this season, I don't know if you agree with me, Adam, but Mark Woodhouse was so improved last season in 2018. I feel like with Team Mad behind him once again, I think he'll be very good indeed.
He's been doing pretty well in the World GT Championship as well, which he competes in there as the lap times come in again. A fastest lap of the race by Stelian Chepelewski, maybe just getting back into the groove, many of these drivers after a long winter away. Paul Smith isn't too far.
Those guys are 2 seconds quicker, by the way, than this lot that we're watching. The guys at the front, they're in the 49s. And Woodhouse, Smith, Hedgecock and Hadfield are in the 51s. It's crazy how quick the guys at the front have been.
Probably a reason why we're seeing all the old paints on the broadcast is because I haven't even put them in the right folder. So that helps as we look at this battle again.
I'm still seeing a lot of paints that I'm sure I shouldn't be seeing, and I have put them in the right folder.
Oh, it's far cry from the Mazda MX-5 series that we once covered. So it's a Netflix documentary may have come at a wrong time for that.
I must admit, a lot of the yeah, a lot of deliveries, at least on my screen, look very similar to the old ones. Now I don't know whether that's me or not, but I will have a quick check. This is what this is about. Incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, this is what Media Day is about. It's for us to really iron out any issues, and the league to iron out any issues they haven't. And speaking of issues, there's some between Chepelewski and McFarlane. Want to move by McFarlane on the outside of the second part of the very anti-alto. I'm not exactly sure how he did that, but brilliantly done indeed. And on the way down to Rivatsa, Adam, I think Cheppy's going to want a piece of this. Very late on the brakes. Slight contact, just nudging away at the rear quarter panel of car number 15.
Evolution. Oh, we nearly made it 3 wide there. We've got the right paints now. Evolution are in yellow this season. And then the V Racer cars are all in orange.
Word.
Good
Who's
Lord.
that going up the middle? You're a madman.
It's Baxter.
Even on Media Day, you're a madman. 3 wide over the stripe. And into Tamirello.
Oh, his teammate might hit him.
He's just holding the line. He's Chepelewski, but McFarlane almost coming through there. Sorry, Baxter almost coming through. They're all over the Bulgarian here.
Oh. My word, this is a great racing, and it's only Media Day. Chepelewski's all sorts of out of control going through the Vilna chicane.
It's more of a fracas than on a night out in Plovdiv.
Oh, I can't speak for that. I did go to a party in Manchester a couple of weeks ago. Only lasted a couple of hours. I'm not as young as I once was.
That's it. Well, in the heady days of when we started the BSRTC, and yeah, that's it. You would have, oh dear, you'd be far more resistant, probably, to the effects of the sauce. Now, Oh my God!
Oh,
He's gone. McFarlane too heavy on the brakes there.
Can't remember if you get a
the
slowdown
rears
penalty
went away
for that.
from him.
Yeah, that's going to allow Rushworth through in the CQR car. Don't think their paints may have been submitted yet, as he now leaps over the curves. And Glatzel, who once was in the lead, is now trying to get back to where he was, to where he once was. Go put my teeth back in. Going down the hill. Media day for us.
Like
as well.
I said, everybody, this is for us to iron out the issues that includes the commentators.
Yeah, we've been cryogenically frozen since Daytona in November. Over the line. Well, I don't know which one of us is Austin. I'm just rambling. Over the line we go on to lap.
That's where they keep us in the off season, isn't it? Just it's like Richard Nixon's head in Futurama. It's just like we're in it, just kept in a jar somewhere.
Up the inside goes Sven Glatzel.
It's a great move.
Perfectly timed. Lap times continuing to come down. You can see Adam Hedgecock putting in a new personal best. I think Paul Smith may have done so too. Adam Hedgecock and Hadfield both doing personal bests. There's Glatzel, that's not the line really. That's going to be Baxter around the outside, and here comes everybody else. There's an Evolution car there too. That's Kip Stevens at the back, even though it says Vortex on.
Stevens driving for yet another team.
Well,
several teams he's driven for actually.
We could try and reel them off.
The BSRTC. He's had more teams than Jason Plato, I think.
Oh, definitely. Plato.
Oh! Dear me.
Kip getting... that's not Kip, that's 113. That is Glatzel, who once was in the lead, let's not forget, about maybe 2 laps ago. He's now shuffled down to 6th.
Of course, it was BTCC Media Day yesterday.
Paul Smith was there.
Brands Hatch, he was indeed. Now Paul Smith is here.
Gets around.
Magic of television. He was feeling it out there, wasn't he? He's feeling out that move. That was never going to work in a million years. Off goes Rushworth. Steven, I tell you what, this is good pace from Stevens, isn't it?
It really is.
It's only media day, but with no offence to him, but he's not usually up there in race 1, is he? And this is really solid pace to be right there with basically the title contenders. Although you can never rule Kip Stevens out of being a title contender, Adam, because, well, you can if he comes into the pits and just decides he's not going to do the rest of the race, maybe. I don't
He's
know.
had enough of that. Halfway through then, lap 11, and it's now Glatzel versus McFarlane, as out of nowhere...
It's started already, hasn't it? I mean, these two have had a great battle so far.
Yeah, they have.
Glatzel's really slipped down the order.
Over the last couple of laps, Chepelevsky's now got a 1.5 second lead over Baxter, and then it's a huge gap back. Look at that battle in the background too.
Oh, they're knocking spots off each other, aren't they? That's Hadfield, Smith, McNally and Hedgecock, I think.
Oh, this is just epic racing here. This is Glatzel and McFarlane going at it for the final spot on the podium, even though...
Great side-by-side stuff.
Adam Hedgecock's off. There he is. In the UK and Ireland driver. Not too sure if he's back with boosted for this season. I will check the entry list sheet for that.
Yeah, I'll do that while you're... if you can fill for me for a minute, I'll have a look.
Hedgecock, actually... Yeah, he is back with boosted. There we go.
Alright, you've done my job for me. That's fine. we'll take it.
Back with these two again.
But yeah, just very quickly back to the BSRTC in general. If you don't know what the BSRTC is, British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. It is based on the British Touring Car Championship in real life. It runs the Kia Optima, as it is the only touring car really on iRacing apart from the Jetta, but you know, it's the Jetta, isn't it? But there is talk of a new car, isn't there, coming? And there is potential for this series to go to the new car. We don't know that for sure, so just take that as a speculation, really. But it is running from March all the way through to usually the beginning of December. Very similar length to the F1 season, except it is weekly with just a few off weeks during the year.
Yeah, and I've been told that the calendar this season has been shuffled up a bit like the NASCAR calendar for next year, actually. Usually we've been known to start the season at Phillip Island in Australia to mirror the Australian Grand Prix and end it in Daytona. But this season, it's all been switched around. As round the outside goes Mark Woodhouse on Matt Keever, Team Mad versus Sim Ortal here, and Jamie Rushworth and McIntyre also very, very close here. Two of the most, one of the most experienced and one of the most entertaining drivers in the series going at it, with Paul Smith keeping a watching brief there in 8th.
Yeah, Hadfield getting in on the act as well. It's Immortal car. I can see Paul Smith out there actually. There was talk of him not doing this season. It'd be interesting if he is doing, in terms of what role he's going to play, whether he's going to go part-time with it or whether he's going to be, you know, fully fledged title contender. But oh my, I don't know if that was that a shunt from behind, or was that just,
might have been,
did he just lose it? I don't know, it's a bit weird.
Adam McNally was there.
Oh, big dive up the inside there by the V-Racer car. Who is that in the V-Racer car?
It's McIntyre.
McIntyre. Oh my word. Well, that's definitely a chop. McNally.
God, if Hadfield makes a corner, I'd be amazed. He doesn't.
McIntyre somehow hasn't run into Smith. Smith's going through into Rivatsa 2. Or is he? He's on the inside. So he's going to have the inside. Well, he's going to have the inside for Tamburello. Obviously, he doesn't have the inside for the straight, which now effectively has 2 kinks in it. 3 kinks if you count the one that goes left as well. Smith and Hadfield then under braking. Look at that from Hadfield. If he makes that all the way around, that is just going to be a brilliant move. Media day or not, that is a hell of a move.
Looks like he's going to do it. And he has done
brilliant, actually, by Hadfield.
Here comes Pete Newman, one of the biggest movers in the field so far. Oh, started 12 positions lower than 8th, which is 20th last, and now he's up to 8th.
Now, obviously, next week when we do come to the race meetings proper, it's going to be a little bit more caution being used, I think, by these drivers. Not much. It is the BSRTC. But yeah, we're bringing you, like I say, we've been covering the BSRTC since 2014. It's probably the best league in terms of racing on iRacing. As way off goes Smith. That is miles off.
One of the
yeah, I think he got lost there for a second.
One of the tyres are just starting to potentially go. One thing that you will have noticed that
it is his birthday though, I think, today. So
that's bad by me.
Yesterday.
I do remember seeing
such a bad memory.
I do remember seeing you post a happy birthday message to Paul on there and thinking, "God, I should do the same thing."
It is today. I am very absent-minded. I do forget a lot of things. But yeah, happy birthday, Paul. Yeah, he just maybe he's been indulging in the birthday celebrations. I don't know. Who knows?
A little sip of a drink potentially. 3 minutes to go.
It wouldn't be unheard of somebody stepping in a Kia Optima after some alcoholic beverages.
Not looking at anybody.
Up the inside goes Pete Newman.
Oh
my God! Where's McNally going?
Fall on drift through the Tamburello, and that's going to be Smith through, and it's going to be Adam Hedgecock through as well. McIntyre potentially too. Potentially, that's probably a slowdown as well, actually, for McNally, even though he did go gravel trekking, which probably slowed him down.
Now he's on the grass, it might be one too many energy drinks for him.
Tell you what, I don't know if you saw the IndyCar at COTA at the weekend with the track limits that they were using there.
God. Sick.
Imagine.
See, why with that particular corner though? Why can you just not put a gravel trap there?
Imagine on iRacing if there was no such thing as an off track.
Oh God!
Goodbye.
Well, into the wall hard is McIntyre. Hang on, his damage off.
Oh, I don't know how
damage. Is damage actually off? Because
is that a thing?
There is now a thing that you can do. You can turn damage off. I wonder if they've actually turned damage off. Because McIntyre absolutely smashed the wall.
That concrete wall as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. And he's only lost like 3 places. He's still going. It's probably sensible, to be fair, for this this situation. I would say. At the front, meanwhile, in fact, he's still fairly close at the front, actually, to be honest. It's only 0.8 of a second between Stelian Chepelevsky and Steve Baxter. I wonder if he can close in for the end of the race, as these two, Glatzel and McFarlane, still swapping places over and over.
Yeah, these lot fighting over the final spot on the podium. We were looking at this battle earlier, and it hasn't changed as we now start the final lap of the race now.
We do need to point out as well that BSRTC does offer prize fund well in excess of $10,000.
Under new ownership, technically, this season. Sam Fitzpatrick, you may have heard of him. BSRTC or BSR Winter Series.
You may remember him from such commentaries as ours.
Winter Series champion and Apex Racing TV commentator has bravely, or maybe madly, taken up the responsibility of trying to organise this season. And
there's got to be something wrong with him if he's volunteered to do it. Let's be honest.
So far, the paints some of the paints are in order. Is just further up the field, Stelian Chepelevsky is now feeling the heat from Steve Baxter. That 1.5 second gap has been eradicated, and
eradicated.
Yeah, I think we haven't actually used a boosted pun. This is the final lap of the race, so if you're going to have a go Baxter, it's going to have to be now. If not, a drag race could be on offer to the line, which it doesn't look like.
He gets a good exit. He's got a chance, hasn't he? He does get a decent exit. He's going to get the toe. It's a fair way up that straight. Is the line. There we go then. And the checkered flag. It's going to be Stelian Chepelevsky. Takes round one of the media day. He'll be looking to carry that form on into the regular season. See Baxter in P2. He'll be happy with that, I think. Yeah, there was a bit of... Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he's stuck in the wall.
He's stuck. McFarlane is buried. He's absolutely buried. Like Scottish independence, I don't see him making much progress from there.
Oh, he's impaled on... Oh,
and there goes... Well, everybody. Why not?
Well,
I wonder if somebody's going to try and get him out of the wall. I don't think anybody's noticed him. Oh, dear.
No half of the automac. If Sean Gardner fancies... I think Sean Gardner might have actually crossed the line. Oh, no, maybe he hasn't. So, Sean, if you do fancy trying to...
tried to dislodge Ross McFarlane from the fence.
I think you might have gone now.
Boo.
But a great win nonetheless for Stelian Chepelevsky. Don't know why it's now showing as none. He is driving for Evolution Racing Team. We can see that with the paints, yellow this season, and a good way to start the year, and a good way for us. Good race for us and the media day.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. We're going to see more. We're going to see some crazy action. Obviously, there's a few things going on. Like I say, I'm pretty sure damage was turned off for this one, but yeah, we'll certainly see some great racing. You will see some of the closest action that you will ever see on iRacing, be it in the in terms of how many cars, in terms of how close they are together, in terms of the great overtaking which there is in this Kia Optima. What people don't realise about this car, actually, Adam, they think, oh, it's the Kia, it's quite slow. It's actually very fast in a straight line. It does about 180 miles an hour it's capable of, say, when we go to the Circuit de la Salle.
It is, yeah, and we go to some really good tracks this season. Every season, really. The organisers really do a good job of picking out a particular layout or a particular configuration of circuit that really suits these cars. Just wait till we get to the slipstream circuits like Watkins Glen, Interlagos, and Daytona, even Road America. Those four all stand out as being pretty insane race meetings just because of the way the drivers are able to slipstream up to one another and try and get past.
Yeah, Phillip Island is probably going to be, I assume it'll be the first round.
Might not be this season. I think it might be Brands this season to kickstart the season.
The one time I actually think I know something, and then it doesn't happen. Yeah, we've really enjoyed this. What are we doing? Are we doing another race? I have no idea.
I think we've got everything we need to see here, but yeah,
I think we do.
We've tested the paints. We've tested the driver data. Well, I say tested. We know it works. Just got to perfect it. But
that's it.
We can run you through the finishing order then of the BSRTC Media Day. Next time we will be in action is tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Next week, I should say, at 8 o'clock British Summer Time. Of course, the hour goes forward this weekend. So the race order then, or the race finishing order. Stelian Chapelewski wins, Stephen Baxter second, Sven Glatzel in third. A great day if your name begins with S. Ross McFarlane finishing in fourth, then Jamie Rushworth fifth, Adam Hadfield the highest am in sixth, seventh for Pete Newman, eighth John Roberts, ninth for Team Mads Paul Smith, and Adam McNally in 10th. Adam Hedgecock 11th, 12th for Jack McIntyre, 13th Robert Lundgren, Mark Woodhouse finishing in 14th, then Matt Keeber, Stuart Atkinson, Scott Malcolm in 17th, and then Sean Gardner. And then the last three positions occupied by Michael Blake, Kip Stevens, who was running quite well until he made a trip to the pits, and Wojciech Savidovic, the reigning champion, didn't take the starts.
All right, well, that just about does it then, really, for us. We're giving you a little taster of what to expect come the start of the season next week, and we're really looking forward to it on the BSRTC, and we'll be here every step of the way on Apex Racing TV. From Andrew Woodhouse and Adam Bath, we'll see you guys in the next one.